Let me give you 5 biblical signs of true forgiveness. Sign 1, you release the person to God, meaning no revenge. When you look in Romans 12:19, it says, Beloved, do not avenge yourself, but rather give place to wrath, for it is written, Vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord. True forgiveness lets go of any desire of revenge and trusts God's justice. In other words, when you're truly forgiven, you don't try to get even anymore with that person. You completely trust God with it. Sign 2, you don't keep a record of their wrong. When you read 1 Corinthians 13:5, it says, Do not behave rudely, does not seek its own, it's not provoked, thinks no evil. Forgiveness means you stop replaying the offense or using it against the person. Sign 3, this might be something very hard for many people, but you pray for them. When you read Matthew chapter 5, verse 44, says, But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. Sign 4, you show kindness instead of bitterness. When you read Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31 to 32, it says, Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice, and be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God in Christ forgave you. True forgiveness shows in your attitude, in your tone, and in your actions. And sign 5, you remember how much God has forgiven you. When you read Colossians chapter 3, verse 13, it says, Bearing with one another and forgiving one another, even as Christ forgave you, so you also must do. Humility before God helps you extend forgiveness to others. This is a good thing. This is one of the clearest signs that your heart is actually changing.